Hello, IP students. Today our topic is HTML programming, and in this lecture we are going to discuss some program related to HTML. So till now we already discussed 9 programs related to HTML, and now we are going to discuss a part of program number 9, HTML tables. We already discussed HTML table. So in HTML table, as we know that three basic tags are required. These are table, tr, and td. Table is the main tag, tr for table row, and td for table data. And if you want to put a heading in your table, then there is a tag name caption. Caption tag is there. And if you want to put heading inside the table, then there is a tag name th, which means table heading. For example, if you want to draw a table in which there are two column names, name and salary, so we use th in place of td. So you can easily see on the screen that in first row we just put a value th name and th salary. Th is a basically a tag here. So within the ts tag we just define the column heading. Next is cell spacing and cell padding. So cell spacing is nothing but only the space between the different cell, and cell padding is the space between the content of the cell and the boundary of the cell. So if you want to increase the content of the if you want to increase the distance between the content of the cell and the boundary of the cell, then we use cell spacing and cell padding, and these are the attributes of table. Next is call span and row span attribute. Basically, call span is used to merge two columns and two or more columns, and row span is used to merge two or more rows. So if we want to merge columns and rows within a table, so we use call span and row span attribute, and these attributes are used with td tag. So within the td, we just define row span is equal to 2. It means two rows are merged, and if we define td call span is equal to 3, then 3 columns are merged. Next is table background. We can define we can easily give a color in table background using bg color attribute, and if you define and if you want to put a image as a background in a table, then it is also possible using background attribute. So you can easily use bg color and background, and also there is a another attribute border color, and if you want to put color of a border of a table, then border color attribute can be used. Now you can easily see on the screen that there is a small example here in which border is equal to 1 is defined, which basically define the border of the table. Without this, table will appear without any border, and if you put a border color attribute, then that color will be the border of the table. Next is table height and width. If you want to increase the height and width of the table, then you can also define it in the terms of pixels. You can easily see that width is equal to 400, height is equal to 150. It means with 400 pixel and height 150 pixel. You can also give this value in terms of percentage, for example 50%, 60%. Next is table caption. Table caption attribute basically is used to define the heading of the table. So if you want to put a heading of the table, then caption um, is used. So you can easily see that after the table tag, we just define caption, and this is the caption. This is written inside the caption. This is the caption. So basically, this will becomes the heading of the table. So using caption tag, you can easily put heading of the table. Now you can easily see on the screen that is a small program here is defined the table caption, and rest all things are same as that we defined in the previous program. You can easily see that caption, and then within the caption tag we just write this is the caption. So basically that becomes the heading of the table, and all other things are the same. Now let us execute this program and let us see what happens after the execution of the program. It will give you a clear idea how caption tag works. So first of all, let us take a notepad file here, and within the notepad file I just write a code here and then save this file as a text file, and after that save as. So I just save the as the program as .html, p.html, because text file name is p. So p is a text file as well as html file. Now it is a html file and I just save it on desktop. Now both files are on desktop, text file as well as html file, and both are on and both have same name. Now this is the output. You can easily see on the screen that is the output. You can easily see that there is a heading of this table. I think now it is clear to all of you how this caption tag works. Next is table header, body and footer. Table header, body and footer. So basically table can be divided into three different portions: a header, a body and a foot. The head and the foot are rather similar to the headers and footers in a word process document that remains the same for every page, with the body in the main content holder of the table, and the three element of the separating the head. Okay, wait a minute. The three elements for separating the head, body and foot of the tables are given as th. Okay, th is basically used for table headings. So for header, header footer are the same concept as we use in the word process document, just like as Microsoft Word. That is also a Word file in which this program is open. So we also implement this concept in HTML file also. So to implement table head, foot and table body, we use the t head, t body and t foot tags. So t head basically used to create a separate table header, t body is used to indicate the main body of the table, and t foot is used to create a separate table footer. And a table may contain several t-body elements to indicate different pages or groups of data, but the most important thing is that the t-head and t-foot tags should appear before t-body. So we define t-head and t-foot before t-body. And one thing is also very important, that for table heading we use th, and for header we use t-header. That is also a very important point. Now look at the code. That is the code which implements a table header, footer and table body. So in which you can easily see that we use the concept of t head, t body and t foot. Okay. Now look at the code. First of all, program always start from the HTML, then after head and then title. Within the head tag we define the title, and title of the table is HTML table again. And then body, within the body tag we define a table with border 1 and width of 100%. And then as usual we define t head according to the rule. First of all t head should be defined, then t foot and then t body. So in t head, again tr and t tag are used, in which qualispan attribute is also used. Then t foot, similarly we use t foot, and after that t body. Within the t body we just define the different table rows. So basically table is divided into three different parts: header, footer and the main part of the body, that is also called the t body. And the most important thing is that we just define t head and t footer, t foot in just before the t body tag. So that is the concept of T header, footer and T body. T head, T foot and T body. Always remember that these three tags are used to define the table header, table footer and table body. Now let us execute this program. It will give you a clear idea how this program works after defining the T head, T body and T header, T body and T foot tag. So that is our program. Now let us execute this program. So just save the file again using save as option. First of all, save the file, then save as, and give the name of the file. I just give the name as let us take another name, p1.html, and select all files and save the program on desktop. Okay, now that is the executable code, and let us see the output. This is the output, you can easily see here. So table header, table footer and table body are there in a single table. So that is the main concept of using T head, T foot and T body. Now I think it is clear to all of you, and it's time to take another program. This is the program number 9, and these all parts related to program number 9, in which all different attributes are used separately. I just make different programs, because if I just use a same concept within a single program, then it becomes very complicated. So I just make different parts of this program, which gives you a clear idea how table tags and different attributes are works. Now this is program number 10, and program number 10, it is totally different as it to the previous one, and it is related to HTML images. So this program tells you how you can insert an image in your HTML program. So first of all, there is a tag named img, which is used for the purpose of inserting an image in your HTML program. And second thing, you can insert, you can use different attributes regarding to img tag. And the most important thing related to img tag is that img is an open tag. It is an open tag, as br tag is also an open tag, hr tag is also an open tag, and img is also a very important open tag, because most of the time in examination it is asked that give the name of the some open tags used in HTML. So img is an open tag, and it is used to insert an image in our HTML web page. So some attributes that are used in HTML. First one, which is very important and essential, src, which defines basically source, and the source of the image where you want to insert an image. It may be a website, it may be another location or on a computer. So you have to define the location of an image using src attribute. Without this, you cannot able to put an image into an HTML program. So it is essential and very important attribute. Next is alt. Alt basically defines alternate options. So if any reason image cannot be, if any reason image will not be displayed, then using alt attribute we basically give a message, and that message will be displayed on a screen. So alt is also very important attribute, and the reason behind it, most of the time what happens that we give a wrong url or wrong image name, or it may be a wrong extension of the image. Then width and height, these are also very important, because if you want to insert an image into a web page, then the image should have some width. If you don't define width and height, then it will take the whole page. So or it may be repeated. So we use width and height attribute to define the width and height of the image. So we just use width and height attribute to give the width and height of the image, and using these two attributes we apply the restrictions of an image, that it, how image takes an area of your web page. Next is height, and now these days height is not used. Most of the height and width property are used with CSS. So, and it is not recommended now, but you can still use height and width using HTML. But these are also applied using CSS properties. These are the height and width attributes. So now four attributes are there: SRC, ALT, width, and height. Okay, these are the most important attributes used with an image. Now look at an example. Example number 1. You can easily see here that img src good morning dot jpg. Good morning is the name of the image, and jpg is the type of the image. So we just use it with the src attribute, and then after alt alternate, which gives you a message. If any reason image will not be displayed on screen, then that message will be displayed on screen: good morning friends. And then example number 2, in this case, image location of image is in E drive. In first case, location of the image by default is the same as that of the of a web page, uh, but in this case you can easily see that image basically lies in the folder images, which is a part of E drive. So we just write E colon slash images slash, and name of the image is animal, and type of the image is PNG. Different types of images are there. PNG and JPG are the most common type. Height is 180 pixel and width is 300 pixel. Alternate message is also there. And another important thing regarding to image, you can use image as a link also. We will discuss uh, link in our next program, but when we talk about image, then it is a very important point that we can use image as a link also. You can easily see that within the link, because in link we use anchor tag defined with a, and you can easily see that within the anchor tag I just use the message. Instead of message, I just put an image img src robot.jpg, which basically works as a link. Okay, now let us do some practicals. Actually, I just give a brief description about these tags and attributes of image, because it gives you a clear idea how an image will be inserted into your web page. So look at the code. As usual, first tag is HTML, then head, then title, and then body. Within a body, I just use a paragraph here, and then img src. I just take a image name, my image, and which is type of jpeg, and then alternate message is also there. Test image, I just also take the border. You can also define the border and then align. If you, by default left alignment is there, but if you want to put right alignment, then just use align is equal to right. And then finally HTML tag, body tag is closed, and then HTML tag is closed. So image is inserted basically using this program. The name of the image is my image, and then alternate message is also there. Test image, border is 3, and align is right. So I just make a copy of this program and just perform copy paste operation because this program is already there. And let's save us time because I just want to show you how image tag works. You can write your program in Notepad and try to execute this program. Now, first of all, you can easily see that there is an image named my image, and I want to insert this image into my web page. Okay, and the type of the image is JPG. I just put the cursor on that image. That will give you a clear idea that what type of image is there, and it is a JPG type. Then open a text file here and just write the code inside the text file. That is the code. Now you can easily see that I also put a coding on desktop, so image is also there. So as far as um, location is concerned, location of the source code and image both are the same, both are same. So align is equal to right, border is equal to 3. By default, always remember that by default alignment is left alignment. Okay, now just save the program and then just put as a save as operation. Give that file name, all files, p.html. Let us give a name p.html. Just save the image. Just save the text file. Now just execute the file. It will give a clear idea how this works. You can easily see that image is not displayed. So something went gone wrong, and the alternate message is there. Test images. So we use alt attribute because of this purpose. When for any reason if image is not displayed, then that message should be displayed, and you can easily see that. So there is something wrong. Let us check it. What is wrong in this code? So I think type of the image is JPG, and I just use JPEG. Okay, you can easily see that. So because of this factor, image is not displayed. I just make a correction here, JPG. Now save the program and just execute this program again. It will give a clear idea how this image will look in your web page. Looks in your web page. Now save the program. Okay. Now you can easily see here that is the executable code here. I just give another name p1. Now that is our image. You can easily see here that is an image of a parrot, and right alignment is also there. First of all, you can easily see on the screen right alignment is there. Then second important thing is that there is a border of the image. Okay, border image also there. So you can easily see that, and we just give a paragraph with the image tag, and within the paragraph I just write a line setting image alignment, so that will also be displayed. Now you can easily see here that is the output of our program. Okay, you can also use height and width attribute with the image, which will increase the height and width of that image. So that is our program here. So that is our output. You can easily see the code here. I just use align attribute here, align right, and alternate message is also there. Because of this, if for any reason if image is not displayed, then that message will be displayed in place of an image. And name of the image is my image.jpg. JPG is the type of the file, type of the image. Now you can see that if anything goes wrong with your file name or the type of the file name, then image will not be displayed, and the message we just put in alt attribute will be displayed. And if everything is correct, file name is correct, type of the image is correct, location is correct, then image will be definitely be displayed on a web page. So that are the some few points regarding to an image. Now let us take another part of this program in which we just give the different image location, and image location given is in F drive. You can easily see on the screen F drive, and there is a folder named data6 in which my image.2 file is there, and I just insert this file. So I just give the total full path of this image. Only then I will then only then image will be displayed. Okay, rest all things are the same. So just make a copy of this program, and I just write the code here. You can easily see on the screen that is the code, and in this code basically the image location is different, and it basically is a part of F drive in which there is a folder data6 in which the image is there. Okay, you can easily see on the screen. You can easily see here. Now first of all let us see the image location. You can easily see that in F drive there is an image. This is an image. You can check its property. Now just execute this program. That is our main program here. Source code is here. Save the file. Give the name file of the name. I just give the file of the name p1.html, p3.html. Now you can easily see the output. That is our output here. Look at the code. And this is just because we use another location, and the location of the image is in F drive, and in F drive there is a folder named data6 in which there is image. So I just write f:/back and then name of the folder / image name. So you must give the full path of the image if image lies in another folder. That will be displayed on the screen. And border is also there because I used a border attribute, and you can define height and width attribute also to minimize or maximize the size of the image. You can also change the width and height of this image. And align is right. By default align is left, so align is right there, so image will appear on the right hand side of a web page. So these are the main this is the main tag used in HTML to insert an image, img. So this is all about our today's lecture. I hope now you are able to understand the concept of image, and you are able to put an image into a web page with different height and width setting, also different alignment, whether it is a left alignment or right alignment. Thanks for watching this video.